Good to see you again.
You too, sir.
This is Hunter.
Sorry we're late, Commander. We were putting down an insurrection on Yavik Prime when your comm came in.
What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rockzilla back again for another review, and today we're going to take a look at a figure from a cartoon or a series that I did not think I was going to pick up when they were first announced, but after giving it a watch and seeing them in the Clone Wars anime series, I grew to love these characters because to me, I've said it before in streams, mate, you may disagree or agree with me, but to me, the Bad Batch is the closest thing I'll ever get to a group like the Ninja Turtles in Star Wars. Because to me, I know there were 5 with Echo and, let's not, I don't want to spoil anything like that, whatever. But each of these characters kind of remind me of a Ninja Turtle character. Like, for instance, Hunter right here, the leader, reminds me of Leonardo. As you keep going, Wrecker, Ralph, the other guy, Donatello, stuff like that. So I definitely want to give that cartoon a try. I gave the cartoon a try. I'm enjoying the cartoon so far. Yeah, it's hit or miss. It does feel like a side quest, MMO type game, because they're always going on separate missions and whatnot. But I am enjoying these characters and the fact that they actually look different, act different, and have different personalities. That's different for Clone Troopers. So definitely excited for these figures. I'm definitely going to pick up the full team now that they did announce all of them, and they will be complete. Something Hot Toys kind of doesn't always do. So I definitely want to wait till that time came when they announced all the members, because I would have been upset if I would have picked up some of these and not have the whole team in my collection and displayed together, maybe close to my Ninja Turtles. Anyways, let's get this review started. Dale! What's up, fellow collectors? Die action. Dale. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. And before we do that, please, if you're watching this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, tell them P-Rockzilla got another review coming out, and I appreciate the support because you are helping the channel more than you think you are. So anyways, let's continue to the review. Right here, we got the nice picture of Hunter without the helmet on, but you know me, I'm going to have mine with the helmet on. I got to have my troopers with the helmet on. I know they're unique, but that helmet looks too damn cool, and I'm more of a helmet mask type collector. Right here, you got another picture of Hunter right there. These are all figure pictures right here. Another picture of Hunter right here. Disney, Hunter. All the legal information in the back. Whoever was involved in the actual figure. No picture here, just Hunter. And you got the Star Wars logo here in the bottom. And then you got the Star Wars logo on the top. When you open this box, I will go ahead and show you real quick. You are greeted with this nice little slip cover right here. And that's a cool picture of Hunter. Not only is it a cool picture of Hunter, it shows the helmet in the background. It shows the actual character with the helmet on and the character with the helmet off. Love this right here. This would be a cool backdrop if I was going to have this in my D-tops in the final pose. But just an idea for other collectors out there. Anyways, let's go ahead and get Hunter out of the package and see everything he does come with in fine detail. I did forget to show you guys the actual figure in the package before we go to taking everything out and getting fine detail and everything that comes in the package. So once you get the figure out the box, you take the slip cover off right here from the clamshell off. And then you greet it with the figure right here. So as you can see, you have the figure, all the accessories. Now it is just one layer of a clamshell. There's nothing underneath. Everything is on this layer right here. So there's everything that comes with the figure. So now let's go ahead and take Hunter out and all the accessories he does come with, so we can take a closer look in fine detail and in 4K now with all the accessories he does come with. And now we have Hunter laid out with all the accessories that come in the package. Doesn't look like much, but from what I do see so far, there is something. If you guys know me with my other reviews and certain figures that I do get, there's one thing that I do love that other figures can do, and I have a feeling he can do. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's take a look at the figure first. And let's look at the amazing detail. Now, picking up the body, it does feel very light. This is basically the freaking Final First Clone Trooper. Basically, it feels the same way too. Obviously, just a different color tone. Feels very light, so that's a good thing. But man, look at the detail on here. Look at the weathering on the helmet. Look at everything right there. Look at that detail. Look at the paint peeling, like, kind of like fading away right here on the sides. Love the visor. The little paint right here, man. Look at even into the back. Like I always said before in other reviews, this is what I love about the figures. You see these characters on screen, but when you get the figures in hand, you can see all the detail that you didn't see the first time around. Let me figure bring my brightness a little bit higher just to see if we get some of these details in better. There we go. Let's go ahead. There we go. So as you can see there, look at the chipped and the scrapes and the weathering all throughout the suit. Scratch marks here. I love that. Shows that these guys been through some stuff. All the scratch marks throughout the legs, the thighs. I love that they got the little logo right here for the bad, the bad batch right there. The numbers right there. Love that. The way this feels. I've always liked the way this feels on these suits. This like feels comfortable. Like if I was in Star Wars, I would like to wear this underneath because it feels super comfortable. Keep you warm at night. Just nice and soft. All right, so let's go ahead and get the articulation on Hunter. Now, this is basically the same body as Rex and the 501st and all the other ones. It should have good articulation. So let's look at the head first. The head can look, you can look up pretty far up. You can look down very good. You can go sideways. Could do the full 360, but you guys know I don't like doing 360. I had bad luck with that other figures. Can tilt sideways this way. Can tilt sideways that way. Now, let's look at the arms. The arms can go all the way up. Let's see right here. So you could get the nice T-pose with Hunter. You do get double bend. Yes, double bend. You can see the joint there. But it's beautifully covered with that black cloth. You want to be careful a little bit because you do have some rubbing against the pieces right here. So just be a little bit careful with that. But that looks awesome right there. Let's go ahead and move this arm. Now, real quick, let's see if there's any. So there is some twist at the upper bicep. And you do get some at the shoulder too. But you got to be careful with this strap here. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Let's move this out right here. Okay, and then we do get, let's see how far the arms can go forward. Bring this back down. Put that arm forward. Bring this down. Bring that arm back. So you do get a decent amount of articulation back and forth with the arms. At the waist, you do get not much bend back. You do get decent, not much bend forward either. And then let's see if you get twist at the upper waist. So not much articulation at the waist. You should know that coming in already. Let's bring these arms back down. Just want to readjust Hunter real quick. All right, so we get that right there. All right, and then let's see the legs. The legs, if I remember correctly, if you pull these pants up, he could pretty much do a split. But you do got to be careful, like I said, with the armor pieces. But you can see there, holds very good, the cloth right there. So you could do a split. Legs can go back down. This, you can detach. The holster, you basically lift this up. There's like a little Velcro piece there. You could detach that. But I'm not going to detach that because I want to keep my Hunter with the Velcro. The knees, you do get double bend the knees. You do get this elastic piece that holds the knee pad right there. Does kind of move around, but it does help you out with the articulation. And you can readjust to kind of cover the knees right here. So that looks good right there. And let's see if you get twist. You get twist at the upper thigh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get bend there. Oh, you got to make sure you put that back in there. All right, and go forward and forward. You do get ratchet joints going forward and backwards. So you could do a pretty decent split. At the feet, let's see, bend these knees real quick. So at the feet, he can go pretty far up and pretty far down. So you do get excellent articulation at that ankle. One thing you gotta make sure is when you put the knee pads back, that part has to go over. There we go. All right. So you do get pivot at the ankle. And obviously twist too. All right, so Rex has some good articulation, nice details across the suit. I do love the fact that this piece right here, if you don't notice, let's look at this accessory real quick. His dagger, his knife, can actually go in here. And that's real cool. I like that. So you can actually put that in there. And it blends in perfectly, so you don't actually see it until you actually see like the other part of the hilt right there. So that's beautiful. That goes in right there. And real quick, while we're at it, this is the piece I was talking about earlier. But anyways, it is a magnetic, so he does just basically attach right there. You see the foam there to kind of protect it. Good magnetic, no straps like Boba Fett. So thankfully, nothing like that. But while we're on the backpack, this is what I love and enjoy when figures do. You can basically keep most of the accessories in this backpack. It does open up, if I remember correctly. It does open up right there. And you can basically put the grenades in there, the extra hands in there. You can put everything in there, almost everything. You can't put the gun in there, and you can't put the extra head scope, unfortunately. But everything else, all the separate hands you can fit in there. If you want to put the pistol on his holster, you can fit that in there too. Same thing with the dagger, same thing with the grenades. So pretty much, I like the fact that you can keep everything in there and not to keep many accessories boxed up. But let's look at the detail of this backpack while we have it out and in front of the camera. Same type of weathering and paint that goes across the armor on him, so that matches perfectly. I love the weathering all around here. The little information display right there, little light ups. It doesn't light up. You can grapple these right here with his hand, and like I said, it does open, and you can put things in there. Love the way this looks, and it feels very light, so that's a good thing. If you put things in here, it shouldn't put too much weight on his back, and it shouldn't fall off. The magnet feels very sturdy. And of course, let's go ahead and look at the head scope. So I know a lot of people, not collectors, do enjoy the different face sculpts of these clones. And I'm pretty sure a lot of collectors are going to have them displayed with these face sculpts, the head sculpts on him, because it does make him more unique. He kind of has that Rambo look with the bandana and the freaking mullet almost. So definitely some inspiration from Rambo on Hunter. I love the little skull logo right there. The paint on his face is beautiful. And this is what I like about these characters too, because even with their helmets off, they all have their own personality with different paints and the way they look and different like accessories on them. Love the way that looks. But anyways, that's very detailed, as you can see there. Where's Rambo? That's what it looks like to me. So you do get a hand. This is probably the knife holding hand, as you can see there. Slits right there. You get a finger pointing hand, same thing as the Leonardo figure. Leonardo figure actually gets a finger pointing hand too, so that's why I, compare him with Leonardo. And then you do get 2 pistol wielding hands, 1 for each hand. That I do like, because there's a lot of times where you get only 1, and sometimes you want to have a figure dual wield or something, and you can't do it because you only have 1 pistol wielding hand. Then you have his rifle here, and the paint on this is pretty good too, man. Look at the weathering right there on the silver. All the detail. Does this clip come off? Oh, and the clip does come out. Look at that. The clip does come out. So you can actually have him reloading the clip. Does this cock? No, it doesn't cock. Look at that detail on this. This is painted beautifully, man. I like the way this looks. Does look like real silver and does have that real rustic like weathering. So that's awesome. Then you get his handgun, his pistol. This is nice too. Not as detailed as the rifle, but good enough. And this does go right here in the holster, so you can slide it right there, just like that. Love that. Then we do get the beautiful knife too, like I showed you earlier. Let's look at the detail on this. This is definitely, you can see the silver paint on there, so it does look silverish. Love the different colors going up and down the blade. Then you are greeted with 2 grenades, 1 fully intact and 1 half. So that's very cool. You get that. And then you get the stand, obviously. And this is pretty cool too, the base. So the base comes with this right here. I'm definitely going to use this one here, because without that, you have the typical Star Wars base right here. But this stands out perfectly, man. I love the way that looks, the Bad Batch. So I'm definitely going to be using this with my Hunter. All right. There we go. We have onto all the accessories out. We took a look at everything. So now let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison. Okay, now that we have Hunter stay in their default pose ready for size comparison, let's go ahead and bring some figures in for a good size comparison. First, I'm going to bring in the Hot Toys 501st Clone Trooper so you get a good comparison of what the suit originally looked like. So let's go ahead and bring in the 501st in. Don't fall on me, figure. All right, so there we got the 501st Clone Trooper. Now let's go ahead and bring in a 3016 scale figure, and this is going to be the Game of Thrones Night King. There we have the Night King. Pretty big character, so different size. I mean, still 1/6 scale. Let's go ahead and bring in, because this has been a topic of conversation lately in streams, the Sideshow R2-D2. And last but not least, just to throw a curveball in there. This is going to be the Takara Transformers Masterpiece G1 Bumblebee. Let's just put him right here in the front center. So there we go. 4 other figures, different scale, different lines, all with Hunter right there. So if you have any of these figures in your collection, you can get an idea of how Hunter will fit size-wise and in your display. All right, let's go ahead and get the final thoughts and the final poses. Okay, I have to admit, now that I have Hunter with the head sculpt on, I have him in this pose right here, I do admit I like the head sculpt on him. It looks amazing. Definitely makes him stick out. I get that Rambo vibe. I'm telling you, with that bandana and the hair, man, the black hair and everything, the face paint, I definitely get that Rambo vibe. But I do, like I said, I do admit he looks awesome with the head sculpt on and stuff, the helmet. So he looks good either ways. So you basically have 2 ways of posing him if you want to accomplish those 2 ways. So I can see some people possibly maybe getting 2 of these to have one with the head sculpt, one with the helmet. But for me, I'm still sticking to the helmet because the paint on that helmet looks too damn cool. But if I were to display him with the head sculpt on, I would have something like this where I make sure I include the helmet in the final pose so I can get the detail of that helmet in the pose and in your display to make them stick out. So possibly, maybe something in the future I probably will do is just have them all with the helmet off, kind of like this, with their signature weapon. I know his is more of the dagger and the handgun, but I kind of want to keep that for the next final pose, or actually for one of the final poses. But he looks good no matter what. I like him so far. The articulation on him is excellent. The weapons and accessories and the paint application are awesome. The head sculpt is good. Easy to swap out the heads, easy to swap out the hands. No problems at all so far with this guy. So Hunter, so far, is on point when it comes to the figures that I have in my collection and I enjoy using so far. I gotta fix that holster. Now I noticed the holster is kind of messed up. My OCD just kicked in and I saw that. My radar went off, so gotta do that next pose. I wanted to make sure one of the poses I integrated the backpack not being on his back and basically being able to use it with all the accessories in there. And this is a pretty cool pose right here. Basically, Hunter has put his arms down because he's out of ammo, jumping in his backpack, grabbing the grenades from his backpack, but at the same time, too, pointing at the other members to give them cover from that direction. So he was easily able to be posed in this pose right here. No problems at all. One thing you do keep in mind, I'm pretty sure if you have any clone troopers, you know this already, but as you pose it, those armor pieces on the shoulder, on the triceps, the thighs, the knees, and even the forearms does slide up and down, and the black cloth under there also slides too. So you can just basically take the hand peg off, take the gauntlet off, and then slide that cloth back down more. But the fact that this guy can get posed up easily with no problems at all, he can hold the pose, no stand at all right there. Everything is basically in display and being used fully with this character, and this is what I love about figures that, like I said before, that do this, where you can basically have almost everything that comes with the figure on the figure when you display them in your display. And the fact that you basically don't have to worry about going back to the box. I keep mine in my basement, so I never have to go back to the basement, try to find the boxes and everything. I can just probably keep everything I'm going to use. I know you can't fit all the hands in there, so I'm going to fit the hands that I normally will use if I try to change the pose up into that backpack, the grenades, and that's really much about it. I can't put the head sculpt in there, but I'm not going to have the head sculpt on there. That's probably going to be in the box, so it is what it is. But this guy is freaking fun to mess with and fun to pose up, and I'm looking forward to getting the other members in this group together and to finally have all 5 of them pose together. No issues so far with this guy. Standing fine, everything. So yeah, no issues so far with Hunter. I hope you guys having the same freedom with yours too. So here is more likely my final pose I'm going to have Hunter in, because I definitely want to keep him with the helmet on, and I want to have his dagger and handgun basically posed, because those are, to me, if I remember correctly from the episode I've seen so far, those are the 2 weapons he uses the most and basically he's known for. The backpack fits on there perfectly. Now, I did speak too soon. I may have jinxed myself. In the last section, I did say so far no issues. And as I said that, I want to go ahead and swap out those hands. And I finally experienced my first Hot Toys peg breaking in the hand. So the peg piece broke in the hand, so eventually I had to get a drill bit to kind of get that peg piece out. And the actual peg, I had to get a pair of pliers, and I had to pull the ball joint like out of the wrist. So unfortunately, my first issue right there. So the only negative so far with this figure is that the only thing I can say is I like to keep my guys, at least this is why I normally collect Star Wars, because I can keep them in dynamic poses. And I kind of wish Hot Toys gave us like a wider base, because when you want to kind of keep a guy in a dynamic pose kind of like this, you see that their feet are normally hanging off the base or just not fully flushed on there. And I kind of wish they gave us something like a little bit more wider, so you can kind of have, not like the depth, but the width of it. A little bit wider so you can have some kind of cool dynamic poses on the stand and not make it look like he's basically about to fall off. Because I could have had him there without the, the base, without the stand. The stand is kind of helping a little bit. Don't like it there, so I maybe take that stand out, but maybe once I get him my final display, I'll mess around with a little bit more to kind of get him crouching more. But yeah, man, no problems with Hunter so far. I'm loving the way this figure looks. Messing around with them in hand. The poses I can get him with, just the accessories and the paint application on him, just the personality this character carries, and into the figure form. So I'm definitely happy I finally picked up my first Bad Batch figure. I do have Echo 2. I'm going to do a review on him next after I do a review on a 1/12 scale figure or a statue. So definitely going to pick up Crosshair and the other members once they're basically announced. Well, I know they were announced, but some are for pre-order. So basically once they're released, I'll pick them up. Can't wait to have them all displayed together, and they're going to look amazing together. And I'm hoping that they all have the same type of body. Wrecker, probably the one I'm worried about the most, is a bigger body. But I'm hoping that they all can get away with the posing just like this with no problem and look amazing doing it and look even better once they're all put together. So, collectors, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I really hope you enjoyed this figure. If you're on this fence for figure, I would say pick it up, because he does pose good, and the Bad Batch just looks so damn cool, and they're going to look even better together. So if you enjoyed this review, please hit that like, subscribe button, click that bell notification, and as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale. Wu-Tang!